My name is Sharon Quimbay Nolasco, and I am a mental health clinician. I remember in elementary school getting those certificate awards for being a helper to in my elementary school there was a class for the kids with different disabilities, and I would go and help that class, so I got an award for that. In middle school, I was a lot shyer, and those parts of me still come up, but just really kind of taking a step back and observing different situations that went on and how people were being affected by those situations. And then in high school, I was always really fascinated by psychology and just how the mind works. I remember being in the car one day, way younger, and telling my mom, looking at all the houses that we were driving by and being like, everyone in those houses lives a different story and has a different life, and how did those stories affect who they are in the world? So I think there's kind of always been a natural gravity into supporting others and building community and ensuring that people's stories are valued and uplifted and empowered. So that's kind of how I've gone in that way. And dance has always kind of been a central part of that. So I was able to find a graduate school program that both combined my love of psych and mental health and supporting with how can we incorporate the body and movement and into that aspect of community building. So many of my patients that I see now, they have been struggling with things since they were young, since they were little. And I think that goes back to more systemic issues like food insecurity, housing insecurities. And these are things that unfortunately we don't think about when they come into mental health. All of this plays a huge role into someone's ability of feeling safe, of feeling comfortable enough, of having patience and time. You need patience and time to take care of yourself, and so many people don't have that. And time, right? Time is money in this very capitalistic world that we live in, but time is also rest. Time is also time to connect with community and others. And when you don't have that, so much of every single person's own internal malicious or harmful dialogue that we can all get to can take up more and more space when we can't connect with others, and when it's hard to connect with others because there's a huge stigma behind it, because we're weaker than, or we're less than, or we're crazy if we admit to, I spent the whole morning sobbing, that makes me less than, how can I be trusted as insert whatever career you want to go into. That makes it really scary and hard for people to talk about. So my hope is to how does one person just create space so that someone else can come and talk to them about the fact that they cried all morning, or that they're really worried about something that might not be tangible, but it feels real and heavy in their bodies. And with that connection, right, what can you do through a ritual or through a walk outside with a beloved of yours from your community to kind of help create space for that emotion, rather than just shoving it down because you don't have time, or there's no patience, or there's no safety to be able to do it. So I'm sad about the stigma. I love what younger generations are doing, and just openly talking about it and being really open about their own struggles. And I hope it's a trend that we continue to see, not only with younger generations, but on a legislative level, on a larger systems level, because then that improves our connection with the earth, with one another. And we can see a huge change if we continue to go in that direction.
Why is it important for you to do the work that you do? Why do you do what you do?
Why do I do what I do? I think I gravitated towards mental health because of my own struggles, and because I think it's really important to create space and knowledge with oneself about your emotions, about how the different experiences of your life, especially in youth, you can't control, well, in life you really can't control anything, but in youth especially, there's so much out of your control. So once I was able to have a little bit more control over how my life went, I wanted it to go in a direction that allowed me to create space for the parts of me that maybe didn't have that space when I was younger, or didn't know that I had that space when I was younger. And the only other place that in youth that I found it was dance and movement, and all of my teachers giving like incredible lectures to us as we're 5, 6, 7, 8ing, whatever combination they gave us. And through that connection that my dance teachers really inspired, and through that exploration of thought and connection to body with thought, it just kind of continued to go in that way. And psychology and mental health was another way to create that connection with mind and body. And I think in more mainstream psychology, it might not be as much connected to the mind and body, but in my own personal one, it is. Like, your body holds everything. It holds all your stories. It's the only one that's ever been with you the entire way, and it's the only one that will ever be with you the entire way. So supporting other people and creating and furthering that connection, especially I work with adults who have both substance abuse and mental health disorders, and I find that if there is a mental illness that isn't created space for, or if there was an addiction history, that, I mean, the huge part of addiction is that it cuts off your connection to yourself, to your body, to your community. So how do we slowly and in healthy, adaptive ways kind of instill that connection to be stronger, so that when life comes at you, as it will, you can tap in and you can figure out, what do I need in this moment, and what can my community offer me, and what can I only offer me? And if I can be a support in that process of an individual, like, that does it. Like a client having a newfound insight, or youth like really articulating something that you can tell developmentally that they've been working on for a while, like, that is the bread and butter. And unfortunately, we don't pay or value therapists, psychologists, social workers at the level that they should be. Like, I think we're at like brain surgeon level, but society doesn't see it that way, and I hope that changes, because it is so important. In the same way you care for your physical body, and you care for the different ailments in the physical body, your mental health is a part of that as well. So if I can support someone in that process, like, I am humbled, I am like in awe of my patients. I'm not doing the work, they are, and I'm just supporting them on their process, and really grateful that they have allowed me to support them in that process. I hope you truly see yourself. I hope you truly are able to create that space for yourself to see all that you have to offer in the world, because only you can offer it. Like, I can't offer it, the person sitting next to you can't offer it, your closest friend can't offer it, only you can. And how sad the world would be if you didn't get out there and do it. So I hope that you find the love, find the support, find the community that can connect you, that you can connect yourself with, to do the things that you dream about in your bedroom, or that you dream about on the way to school. Because the world will be beautiful when you do it. The world will be more colorful and bright and exuberant because you were able to do it, whatever that may be for you.